Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building, Sprakle.
What up?
Welcome.
Oh my
you.
gosh, Sprakle is here. Now, Sprakle, I have to say, when I first found out about the Surviving R.Kelly docuseries, they had asked me to moderate a panel. The first thing I asked Lifetime, because this was before it came out, I said, is Sprakle in it? And
Really?
They said, yes, Sprakle is in the docuseries.
All right. Why'd you ask that, though?
Well, because I knew you had ties to R. Kelly from back when you were his artist. And then I knew that it was your niece and you had testified in the trial. So I figured that would be some powerful testimony, somebody who was there firsthand.
From the beginning. Yeah. Yep.
You
yep.
know.
Yep.
So let's start from the beginning, Sprakle.
Oh, Lord.
Now, how did you hook up with R. Kelly
Okay.
as far as recording artists? Let's start there.
Yeah, let's get
Let's
that hookup
start there.
part right.
Okay. 89. It's a little way back there, but
Yeah, I was like one.
yeah.
Shut up, Envy. No, you weren't.
That's my
You were
story.
in college.
I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, 89 in the studio. He was working on Billy Ocean at the time. And actually, a girlfriend introduced me. She and he were real cool. She wanted him to hear me sing. And I didn't sing for him that day, though, and didn't, keep in contact or anything like that. But fast forward, I started a little bit seeing him out in clubs or whatever. And then in 92, I was asked to come down and sing for him. And then I am the girl behind all the backgrounds on Aaliyah's first album. So I got to sing that, except for Age Ain't Nothing But a Number.
That's what you did here.
When that came out, I was like, "What's this song?" I was like, "This not a song that we did, But yeah.
So at the time when you first met him, was there anything? Did you see anything funny going on with R. Kelly, with him into young girls, or did you know he was dating Aaliyah at the time? Did you know that they have a relationship? Did you see any of that when you were doing background vocals for R. Kelly?
I ain't see not a thing. Studio life. People don't understand studio life. Look, I was working a job in 92 when he came and was like, can you do this for me? Do the backgrounds for me. I was working a 9 to 5. So I would, leave the job, come to the studio, do my job there, I'm in the booth at the mic singing pretty much the whole time. I didn't see anything going on. But mind you, Barry Hankerson is right there.
That's his
Aaliyah's uncle, blood uncle. Her parents are there. Who's thinking to be looking for anything? You know what I mean? So I wasn't thinking about anything outside that's going on. You know what I mean? So no, I didn't see nothing at all.
Watching the docuseries, you see that he really did keep people separated.
Oh yeah, that's what he does. He doesn't like for you to fraternize with each other. Like he had other artists, other than myself. Although I'm the only one that came out, he didn't want us talking to each other. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't fraternize. He didn't want me speaking to anybody because he was like, "You're here. You have to act like you're here." You know what I mean? And
you said you would try to speak to people and they wouldn't even respond.
I was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "That ain't me. I'm not that chick. I'm gonna speak to you. I won't if I don't want to, but I'm gonna speak to you." And I tried to stick it to him a few times because I'm like, dude, whatever. I'm finna speak to these people. Have these people around me, and I can't say, "Hey, come on, y'all."
We've seen Aaliyah's mother make a statement and say that what people are saying happened didn't happen, and that it's a lot of lies in the docuseries. How do you respond to something like that?
Well, I mean, I don't know her story. You know
one
what I
of
mean?
your best friends actually said they actually seen it. If I remember,
Yeah.
on the documentary.
Actually, she's an actual girl that I met while working on Aaliyah's album. I didn't even know her then. I met her there. You know what I mean?
What's her name? I don't want to disrespect her. I just don't remember her name.
Javante. She's one of the girls who was like Aaliyah's posse, so to speak, or her background. They were called Second Chapter. It was 3 girls. And they were in the studio at all times. They're on the album. One of the girls is rapping on you can hear it all through, Aaliyah's first album. Yeah.
Now, for yourself, was R. Kelly ever strange to you? Like, did he ever come on to you?
Robert, of course, he liked me. He's a handsome guy, but I didn't want to match those lines, so to speak. You know what I mean? I'm there to do a job. I'm there to get my career on. Thereafter the Aaliyah situation, from 92 to 96, I had no real interaction with him at all. So I don't know anything that was going on. I didn't go on no tours with him. I didn't do any of that. But, in 96, I was, asked to come back and do some more backgrounds for him, I thought. And 2 songs in, he was like, he came in the booth, we gonna work on your stuff now. You know what I mean? And then after that, working on my stuff, then I introduced the family.
Right.
So you never had a relationship with R. Kelly?
No.
That type of relationship?
No.
And
We
at
had a
that
business,
time-
but me and Robert were real tight. We were really cool, like family. I thought so.
Right.
Right.
You know.
And at that time, the marriage to Aaliyah had happened, but you thought it was all a hoax.
Yeah. Like who's thinking a 15-year-old is gonna marry? Like your mama and daddy are there.
Right.
Your uncle is there. Who's even thinking that? Like, did you think that was real?
No.
At the time.
I remember at that time-
before
No
the
internet.
right
Back
before
then,
the
so-
license even
Yeah.
showed up.
I remember
Like,
at that time I did think it was fake.
I
Yeah,
thought it was
come
fake.
on.
And there was
you
a
know?
rumor, and they kind of played into it like
Exactly.
they showed in the
but
documentary.
But Robert does that. Like even prior to my album coming out, we're at the McDonald's, it's called Rock and Roll McDonald's in Chicago, that we used to hang out at. He hung out at a lot.
Which I don't get. A grown ass man hanging out at
yeah.
McDonald's with high school kids.
You
but go
know,
ahead.
and these two girls came. Oh, R. Kelly. And then they stood back. Oh, is that your girlfriend? And he was like, yeah. And I was like tapped on. I was like, and don't be saying that shit to them. I was
Right.
like, I don't want nobody thinking that we like that. You know what I mean? And he was like, no. See, this will make them, buy your records. If I'm your, if they think I'm your guy.
Like you
And
do
I'm-
a song like
yeah.
Be Careful,
So,
and you put the
yeah.
video out
So
together. It's more interesting.
He does those type of things. So, even with the Aaliyah thing, the hoax thing, yeah.
When did you realize that he was into young girls? When did that finally surface that you realized, like, damn, he really likes young girls?
I didn't realize that until the tape surfaced.
Until you seen the tape.
So the tape
So
surfaced.
you had
and
no clue, no idea what was going on until that tape came out.
No idea. And you know what? I wish I had have known before introducing my family. Like, I introduced my entire family. We're a musical family. And look, Robert had just got a situation with Interscope. He was taking me to Interscope. He was leaving the other artists on Jive. You know what I'm saying? So he was going to need bodies. My family's a musical family. Let me see if I can put them in there.
Get everybody
yeah, and let them be stars like he was about to make me. So I introduced my niece. My sister and my brother-in-law brought her down. I didn't just throw her to
She's
the
with her
wolves.
parents.
You know what I mean? So I introduced her correctly. Then I introduced other nieces and nephews. You know what I'm saying? They're musical. They had some success.
Gotcha.
Overseas, and I want to introduce them. And then my brother-in-law, my niece's father.
Right.
He's a dope guitarist. I was begged Robert to listen to him. He came down and he's on a few of his albums playing. You know what I mean? So I was trying to spread the love through the family. I wanted to give, I wanted to give more to my family and bring them along
support,
with
right.
what God had blessed me with. So hey.
What was your reaction when you seen that tape? And where were you when you see the tape? Did you get calls before him like
Yes.
this? So tell us how you first found out about that tape and where you were.
Let
and
me
everything.
go back just a quick second. So prior to the tape coming out, I got 2 phone calls from 2 separate people in Robert's camp. And they were saying to me, yo, something ain't right. Your niece down here by herself too much. What's going on? I'm not there. I don't know any of this. I get on the phone with my sister immediately. What's up? Like, what you doing? Why you got her down there by herself? People are calling me. Something ain't right. You know what I'm saying?
But why would y'all think something was right? But if y'all didn't know what was going on,
They were telling me that
Right.
something didn't look
And
right.
then her
I didn't know
parents-
that because I'm not there.
And
Gotcha.
her parents were saying, no, everything's good.
Everything's good. Everything's cool. You know what I mean? So what I do is I called the Department of Children and Family Services to go investigate.
before you knew what was going on,
Before I knew
what made you do?
anything.
Something had to give you a
Yo,
feeling to do
just that
you
people
know
were
what I mean?
Just
calling
where
from-
people were calling me saying, it don't look right. Something's not right.
And at that time, you and R. Kelly were good.
We were good, but I hadn't seen Robert. I was away from him. You know what I
What
mean?
happened with, okay, so when you did put out your project, right, which did well, what happened after that?
So Robert had, we were actually working on the second album. Woman's Threat, his song, that's actually my song.
Wow.
So yeah, I recorded 3 songs on my second album before asking to be released from him. He finally, let me go
Why did you ask to be released?
because it wasn't a good space with he and I no more. He was inserting himself in my personal life. He didn't want me to have a boyfriend. You know what I mean? Then there was an incident where I had told one of the other artists that he had, that he was only taking me to Interscope. He got pissed off at that with me. So those 2 things, I was just like, look, this ain't a good space. And actually, before the first album came out, there was a big meeting because Robert said he was taking my deal away from me.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
So he did, because I had a boyfriend and because I had told this person that, I was the only person going to Interscope. And he was pissed.
Damn.
So there was a big meeting. Barry Hankerson, Robert. I brought my parents. I'm grown now, right? I'm over 21, right? And the meeting happened at the Hyatt out at the O'Hare Airport area in Chicago. And a couple of my other family members also came to pray. We sitting there. Robert's trying to get, Barry Hanker's trying to get us back on track, everything, see if this can happen, if the album's going to come out or what have you. The killer for me, and I should have took heed at that point, was he sat there and speaking to me and my parents, and he told my mom and my dad, your daughter's so fine, I jerk off just looking at her. I'm sorry.
He said that to your dad?
My mama and my dad.
What did your mom and your daddy do?
That is crazy.
My daddy bucked his eyes and looked at me. And then when we left there, because still I was fuming at this point, I was like sinking like, just say this.
I can't believe he said that.
And everything.
And they didn't beat his ass and your family was there? I'm surprised.
Why didn't they?
I don't know. I think just the naiveness of me in the business. This is my first out. Right. I don't know nothing. You know what I mean? And you hear those things like you'll take pretty much anything, just to make
get
sure
your opportunity.
Yeah, and I'm not knowing. You know what I mean? But
that's disgusting.
Yo, we left out of there. I'm in the back seat of my parents' car, and my dad turns around. He's like, "Baby," I ain't gonna even say what he said, but I should have took heed.
And now back to the tape. When you first seen the tape or heard about the tape, what did you do? What was your reaction? Because you never told us.
Yeah, okay. So a lawyer called my home phone. I don't know how he got it, but he called me and he stated to me, there is a tape that possibly has one of your family members on it. And I would like for you to go to your sister and your brother-in-law and get them to acquire me as their lawyer. So I can, defend them in this tape. I was like, absolutely not, because I don't know that that's my family member on that tape. So, okay. He said, I can send one of my associates over to show you. I was like, all right, send them. I called my oldest brother. I was like, yo, they saying it's a tape with somebody on it. Come down here and view it with me. He was like, okay. I called them back. I was like, okay, me and my brother are going to view it. He was like, no, hold up. Only you can see it. So, I was like, okay, bruh, don't come. I'm going to be okay. When I left the nest, my daddy hands me off with a banger. So I'm going to be good one way or the other.
Gave you a gun. Your daddy gave you a gun.
Yes, he did.
You should have used that gun when he said jerking off. But that's another situation.
Yeah. But, however, the guy comes. He shows me the tape, the first few seconds of it. I don't know if you all seen it, but I couldn't see any more of it. I said, shut it off. That is her. He calls the lawyer. The lawyer's like, okay, can, we get your family to view this, blah, 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 blah. I was like, let me check. The guy leaves, call my family in an uproar, like, she's on the tape, da-da-da-da-da.
Right. And you're not even thinking that your sister and brother-in-law know about this, or
I don't know.
They're going to be so mad.
Yep.
So they knew about it already?
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I still don't know. You know what I mean? Because they're not talking to me. But anywho, yeah, that happens. I call the family. They say we want to view it. And then maybe an hour or 30 minutes to an hour later, it halted. Everybody's like, no, we don't want to see it. Tell them stop. Don't come. I'm like, what the is going on? You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, Robert done got to him.
Now, I was thinking about this, right? And I've been thinking about this hard. As a father, there's no amount of money you could pay for my daughter. But then I had to think about it like this, The one good thing about her not coming out is nobody knows who she is.
Exactly.
She can live her life now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She could walk in here right now and we wouldn't know who she was because we don't necessarily know. She never testified. Her name is not out there. We don't know. But if she would have testified and if she would have took that stand, her face would be plastered everywhere. And not that her life isn't
Well, I don't know.
ruined
Would they
because of
show
that.
a minor's face?
You would have her
everywhere in a
name. They
case
would
like
definitely
that?
get her name and everything from the
I don't
court
think they
records.
can put her name out.
They didn't, but until now.
See what I'm saying?
And the other issue is, aren't they still like cool with R. Kelly?
I've heard rumblings, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time you spoke to your sister?
My mom passed in October. We buried her, and then the trailer came out. And I've seen her periodically, but she doesn't really speak to me, at the graveside, go visit my mom sometimes. But the last time I spoke to her was probably right after my mom had passed.
Have y'all spoke about the tape at all after it came out? Have you had a conversation?
They don't want to have that conversation with me.
Mm-hmm.
No, they
You
don't
never
want to.
asked at all?
No, they don't want to have that conversation with
And
me.
what about with your niece?
I've asked, but they don't want to have that conversation with me. I still treat her with kid gloves because she was so young then. I don't know her.
She's
I don't
traumatized.
know
She's been through a lot.
what she would do. You know what I mean? So I really treat her with kid gloves. But I told her when we did come back in good graces, I was estranged for 10 years from my family behind this. For speaking up and speaking out, telling the truth, and in 2011, my parents' 50th anniversary, we did a big to-do for them, and that's how we came back together. Now that this has come back up, we back where we were again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not speaking and what have you, but she's beautiful on the outside.
But
I know
is she okay?
She's got to be hurting.
I know she's screaming on the inside. You know what I mean? So I don't know that she's gotten any help or anything like that.
Now, you've said that there were a lot of things that weren't in the documentary that you wish would have been in there, and things that you said. Like, what are some of those things?
Well, just
Oh, by the way, when you took off your sunglasses, you reminded me of Mary J. Blige. I swear on everything. You did. Like, I seen Mary at first. I was like,
Mary. I love Mary.
I love Mary too. But you reminded me of Mary for a second. But go ahead.
Okay, so what was the question?
Oh, some
You
things
done
that
threw
were
me off.
I know. Some things that were left out of the docuseries.
So just the fact that people are thinking that I just threw my niece out there. No,
They're blaming you.
I
A
introduced
lot of
my
people
family.
are blaming
Why y'all deflecting?
parents,
Like, come on,
family
y'all.
members. They're saying,
I ain't did nothing.
I definitely blamed you too. You know
this
why?
keeps coming to
Because
me.
in the docuseries, it doesn't necessarily explain well enough what happened.
Exactly.
It makes it seem like everybody heard what was going on with R.Kelly, and you still introduced
well,
your
no,
niece.
she
That's
did
what it made
say
it seem
she
like.
did say that Barry Hankerson was there with
Yeah.
Aaliyah. She didn't think that whole thing was real. The marriage was real. She thought it was a hoax.
All of that was left out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I sat in that hot seat for 4.5 to 5 hours. It's a 6-hour documentary. They can't put me all through there.
Right.
So some stuff is going to have to, land on the cutting room floor. So, yeah. And people going, think what they're going to think because of them not putting everything in there. So, yeah, that part of me, just sending my, niece in there and then leaving her in the studio. I never left my niece in the studio. And then what they don't share on the piece is that I called my sister when I saw her down there by herself, when I asked, what you doing here by yourself? And 30 to an hour later, my brother-in-law shows up. So never left my niece in no studio by herself and never would.
Right.
You still live in Chicago?
I do.
Have you ran into R. Kelly or seen him? Because I've seen him running around. Have you bumped into each other at all?
One time, maybe 3 years or so ago, he came in a restaurant that a friend of ours owned at the time, and he looked scared because he kept doing this like I was gonna jump him or something, but no, I ain't got nothing to say to the dude.
Now, a lot of the women say that they've been getting threats
Oh yeah.
and on their lives. Like, have you been threatened since all this happened? Has anyone threatened you?
Not, on social media.
Right,
You
but-
need
Yeah,
to
we
do
get threatened
this.
all
You
day, yeah,
you
we
know what I
get
mean?
threatened.
No, but
No credible threats.
I ain't worried about them. God got me. I ain't tripping on them. But yeah, I don't understand why they threaten everybody else. Go threaten that nigga. I mean,
Right.
he's the one doing it.
But
Like,
I mean,
come on,
even
y'all.
the people within
With
his
R.
circle,
Kelly,
like
yeah.
his former manager making threats.
Everybody in
even
his
with
camp
Lisa
probably
Van
making
Allen.
threats.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I don't understand that whole thing. Like, are y'all willing to go down in flames for dude behind this? Like, these are young girls, And even still, even with my niece, all them people were around and seeing all this stuff. Like, y'all are, I'm holding y'all accountable too, because as an adult, y'all should have said something. You know what I mean? She's a kid, 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on.
Yeah, and so I was mad at you watching the documentary. But
Why?
Because I really thought that you brought your niece
And now?
there. No, I mean, you told me you didn't, so it's a different situation. And the fact that you were there all the time, and I was like, Sparkle?
I wasn't there all the time.
So you didn't see the girls
From
peeing in the
89 to
bathroom,
92,
peeing
I
in the
wasn't.
toilet, peeing in the buckets and all that? You
No,
never
I
see-
don't even know any of those. I mean, he done ramped his thing up to a new level with this crap. You know what I mean?
And I know they were very clear on the documentary with all the women how separated everybody was. And you even said no one could speak to you.
Yeah.
And you would try to speak, and even with his ex-wife.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
with
want to clear
Andrea?
that up too. When you see the piece in there of her knocking on her bedroom door to come out to grab something to eat, and I'm there with Robert and some other people, and I'm hearing the knock. He ain't responding to it. I'm like, somebody knocking, and didn't respond to it again. It kept on, like it just kept on. And I'm
So
like,
she was in the room and
in
she was
her
knocking to get
bedroom.
out. Was
Yes.
the door locked and he had to unlock it?
No, it wasn't locked.
She just
She just
knows
had
to ask
permission to come. And I was when he said yeah and come on, I'm looking at him like this. You a piece of work. My words. You a piece of work. How dare you? How dare you? And he just, I'm like, that shit ain't funny. It ain't funny.
Now, as far as the other women who are the survivors, have you
crazy.
forged any relationships with any of them?
I've not met any of them. The only person I do know is Javante.
Okay.
Yeah. And of course I know Drea, but she wasn't around. She couldn't come out and play, you know what I mean? I'm actually surprised of her voice. She never really spoke.
Now, even with the watching the ex-wife and her releasing like even the videos of her dancing to his music and bopping to his music and defending him, how does that make you feel after seeing some of the stuff that he's done to your niece and these other girls?
Was that recent or was those old
Even if
clippings?
it was 2 years ago,
Yeah,
I mean, it's still been.
I think it's in bad taste. I don't think she should have, but
We also can't say how people deal with
Yeah,
the
I
trauma
don't-
in their lives.
yeah,
Like she
I don't
does
know.
have kids
She
with
has
him.
kids
She's
with him,
It could
exactly.
be a coping mechanism
most
for her
definitely.
because a lot of the women did feel like they had to protect him for a certain period of time. So it could be, they have kids together. Who knows?
Yeah.
People
you know,
mad
it
at
is,
you
but
for
I can't-
releasing a record too.
We are ready.
Yeah, it
Lord,
was-
don't talk about that record, child. They gonna be trying
They
to.
were-
She just doing that because.
That's
What y'all want me to do? Come
if you
out.
released it
come,
2 weeks
come
later,
out,
maybe,
yo,
but you released it the day
look,
of the docu
Envy,
series.
come out doing a twerk song, and you would say something about that.
The song actually
That's
relates
crazy.
very well to what was going on.
Exactly.
People were mad at you for that one.
2017, I started working on my new EP that's coming out this year, right? And I have 3 songs in the can, and was gonna release one of those. This didn't come to me until February, March, late February, early March. Dream Hampton reached out to me. I didn't agree to do it. I said absolutely not. I don't want to do anything with that because I didn't want to dredge that back up for me nor my family. This stuff keeps coming to me. I ain't chasing it.
Right.
I ain't ever chased it. From 2001, me calling the authorities on, from the phone calls,
You
and then
testifying.
me seeing the tape and telling the authorities. I've been at it from day one. I've been telling people this from day one. I don't know why y'all mad at me. Be mad at the person. Be mad at the culprit. Don't be mad at me.
Now, do
Crazy.
you think that
And the song Envy, it speaks to the time.
Right, it's
You know what I
about-
mean? I'm a person who loves music that tells a story. This was a story that's out here. Not even for just Robert. Some of the uncles and the granddaddies and the daddies is doing this crap too in our community. Come on. I'm speaking to the time, the Me Too time, the Time's Up time, our time. You know what I mean?
that's how you make a statement and express
Exactly.
yourself through your music.
So if people are mad because and even still, a portion of the proceeds from the song is going to entities like I had a interview and I met a young lady. I'm spreading the love around. I'm not just keeping it for myself. You know what I mean? I'm giving back. This song is a give back.
How
So
did-
if y'all mad at that, whatever.
How did that affect your career? Just at the time when all of this was going on, you called the authorities, and R. Kelly was still putting out music as we saw, like Ignition, Chocolate Factory, all of that coming out, after and during the trial. How did that end up affecting you? Because he was a powerful man
Yeah.
in the industry and you were at one point signed to him. So what did that do to your career?
Well, I mean, as you see, I stopped music to go get my family back, and yeah, I'm sure he pulled some strings to facilitate some things of me not doing certain things. But check this out. A woman came and rescued me. You know, along with a few people in my family, you know, my partner, he and his family, and then the Braxtons. Tony said, "Come out here. I'll help you eat. You know, you can eat." And I went to Vegas. I moved to Vegas for 3 years and did her show on the Strip for 3 years.
Was you the background singing?
Yeah, and she gave me a little shine in her show. So yeah, I so appreciate them because at that point I had no family. You know, only one brother was talking to me. It's 6 of us. You know what I mean? So 3 and 3. And one brother was the only one that had my back through the whole thing and still has my back to today.
Is that the one that testified and said she wasn't on the tape?
No,
Oh,
not
that
the
wasn't
older
that
brother.
one.
I'll call him the middle brother.
Okay,
My favorite brother.
Emotionally, what does this do to you, though?
I mean, it's exhausting. I've had, of course, ups and downs from it. You know, yeah, I was messed up. I was real messed up for a time. You know what I mean? I had to go collect myself because this was some stuff. Losing the family, you know, seeing what I saw, you know,
Losing your
and
career
then,
at the time.
yeah, and then you know, thinking a friend, he was a friend, and to do this to me, you know, and some people would think that, you know, because I didn't give in to his advances, this is the outcome from it.
Now, the Chicago Police Department, how accountable do you hold them? Because clearly they had gotten, you know, different reports at the time of things happening and going on, and some people look at it as they covered certain things up.
Yeah, but you know, when the girls settle, what can they do? I don't know I don't know the legality of any of that, so I don't know what they could have done, if anything, if nobody is willing to come forward and not take no money for it.
Because I think sometimes even that's not released to the media. Like if there's, you know, somebody's accusing somebody of something and then there's a settlement, you know, those things, they act like it was covered up.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I really can't speak on it, but I wish they had done more. I wish they would have listened better.
It's crazy that in court you could see it, the judge could see a tape, and the girl is sitting right there.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about
And
this.
her best friend says it's her.
Let's talk about that, okay?
Her own aunt
take me
says it's
out
her.
of the situation. There are 11 to 15 people saying that's her, that's him, her best friends, coaches, teachers, police officers. Take me out of the situation. You're not going to believe them?
That's really crazy.
It's crazy.
To me.
But check this. They can catch a robber off a 20-second video and hang him. This is 26 minutes.
And he's going to say it's not him.
Thank you. This has been a crazy run.
Yeah, no.
Crazy run.
Did you ever see his sister around that allegedly touched him?
No.
Not at all?
I've seen her way back when I was recording. You know, she would come down periodically, but no, I haven't seen her nor his brothers that were on the thing.
What do you think should happen now with R.Kelly? Because a lot of artists are pulling their music with him, that they have with him off of streaming services, and you have music with him as well.
Yeah, and I have no authority over that music.
He owns
Robert produced, wrote, all of that, you know, and I'm willing to take that sacrifice. Shut it down. You know what I mean?
What do you think should happen? You think he should go to jail?
Look,
Hell yeah, he
I
should go to jail.
said this in the doc, which they didn't show. I feel like he should get help, then take his ass to jail.
Or get help in jail?
I think, I think
Well,
he can
I
help
don't
in
know.
jail.
I don't know if he gonna get some help,
Yeah.
but I don't know if it's gonna be the right help.
I think what he did to those young girls,
Yeah,
I think
it's
should happen to him in jail.
Yeah, it's mad crazy.
Even though people say, well, it's this. No, he affected these young girls forever.
He affected them and their family.
And
You
I
see,
heard-
it's two girls still with him, and it could be more. You know what I mean?
You know what-
we got to get them out
You know
of there.
what's really awful is that people are like, well, we all in our community have seen that happening. The older guys coming to the school to
Yeah.
pick up the young girls.
That
It's
doesn't
still
make
not okay.
Which is true,
Doesn't
but
make it
it's
right.
not
It
okay.
doesn't
Still
make
not
it right.
okay.
Right. It's true, but it's not okay. Like that's what I'm saying.
Right.
We got some uncles, some daddies, some granddaddies still are doing this crap to us. So yeah, we need to handle this.
How does it make you feel? Like, it bothers the shit out of me, but you look on the social media and so many people are like, I don't believe it. These girls are lying.
Yeah.
And you lived through it. You seen it. You seen your niece. How does that make you feel with all these people? Because we argue with them all day long.
Yo, I haven't argued because my mouth is crazy, so I won't even engage them.
Yeah, you can't.
You know what I mean? Because
it's a never ending.
It's a never ending. I can't win with stupidity. You know what I mean? I can't. So I let them be. I let them speak their mind and block and delete and keep it moving.
Got you.
That's exactly what you have to do.
Yes.
I am not trying. Now let's talk about the Dave Chappelle sketch.
Yeah.
The song, the "Piss on You" song, because everybody's been talking about that lately, and how no one thought about the victim who was on the tape and how that would affect her. How did you feel?
I didn't find it funny. I love Dave, but I didn't find that one funny at all. Yeah, it did something to me when I saw that. I was like, damn, y'all, for real. I mean, that's really insensitive. But yeah. I love him, but I didn't find that one funny.
That particular sketch, because it's something that is personal.
Yeah. Yes.
Do we know who released the sex tape? Because at one time they said it was a manager because they were having problems, and then one time they said it was an ex-artist. Do we ever know who released that sex tape?
Actually, one of the guys downstairs just said that they said I'm the one released tape.
Somebody said that to you?
Yeah. I'm like, I ain't got no power to release no tape.
Wait.
What?
Wait,
Are
people
y'all
walking in the street
crazy?
just said, "Hey, Sprakle, you released that sex tape?" That's crazy.
I'm like, I kick my own ass if I did something. Like, come on, that's my fucking niece.
I can't believe somebody downstairs that worked said that to you.
I don't think he meant any ill, but he just like, yo, they were saying that back in the day. That I don't know. I really don't know, and they need thanks kick for that too.
Absolutely. And who was the dude?
That's a young girl on the tape. Like, come on, y'all.
It's child pornography.
Yeah.
And who was the dude? The dude or the woman that was face all blocked out and blacked out?
I don't know. I want to know that too.
Oh, okay.
If you find out,
The reason it's blacked
I
out,
asked
Envy, is
everybody.
so
I know, I'm
that you
just
don't
curious.
know
I
who it is.
I don't know.
I think it was a
really,
female. Doesn't it sound like a female a little bit?
Because some of the things she was
The
saying,
mannerisms,
yeah. I don't know though. If you find out, holler at me.
You let me know too.
How did you feel when you watched the docuseries? Did you get to see it before it came out? or
No,
did you not
I saw
see
it with all of y'all. Did you see it before?
I
know
first
you
two-
did.
I saw the first two
Okay.
episodes before.
Yo, it was just heavy. Like the first day I was pissed. Second day I'm crying profusely because I'm hearing all this stuff about my niece. Third day I was just numb. I was just like, I'm drained from this. This is crazy. Like, who is this person? I don't even know him. You know what I mean? And these young girls, women, you know, like if he manipulating young girls and these older women too.
Older
you know
women
what I mean?
too, yeah.
And he manipulating the men who are around him now, and they don't even know it. They brainwashing don't even realize it.
They blinded for the money.
Oh
though.
my God!
They blinded for
It ain't that. Money ain't that.
Did you see the video of him out on his birthday in the club and the girl
Yes,
saying,
somebody sent me.
"Take me for
Oh, I ain't hear
hostage?"
that, but I heard about that. I didn't hear it on the tape. Take her and rape
I guess
her or some crap. That is crazy.
taping, yeah. How did that make you feel? It almost seems like he feels like he's untouchable. He goes
that's
out,
how,
he's chilling.
You see it. That's how he's feeling.
And it's
But
good they had
we-
psychologists on there to
yeah.
actually break down the mind of somebody like him,
Yes.
as they call it, hiding in
But
plain
we've
sight.
allowed him to feel that way because we ain't done nothing.
People still
Nobody
supporting him.
believed me back when.
Nope.
Nobody believed me. Look where we at now. Look at where we at now. And this stuff keeps coming at me. I ain't chasing it.
I think a lot of people didn't believe him too because there was so many artists that work with him. So they
Yeah,
so you would
but
think
but
they still working with him, so now it must be a
right.
lie.
But you know, they just wanted the feature
Right.
by R.Kelly.
And people keep saying, well, no one came forward. Why they all coming forward now? They getting
Right.
the check to do this documentary, and now they want to come. It's all for money. But nobody wants to tell these embarrassing things about themselves.
Exactly.
And
Are you kidding me?
even now, like they're saying that he would threaten to release information about your sex life, you know, or put out the videos. And he actually took those videos most likely so that they would have it as like blackmail in case you
That's
ever.
crazy.
He's a sick
That's
individual,
crazy.
man.
I ain't go through what they went through, so
Right,
I ain't
right.
know.
So what's next for Sprakle? What's Sparkle doing now? What's next for Sparkle?
Do we
outside
even
of all
talk
this?
about it? Because
let's
these
talk
people
about
gonna
it.
be like, why she up there talking about?
Listen, at the end of the
I'm
day,
a singer.
you're a singer. You're supposed
What
to stop
the heck?
singing.
Y'all, I haven't been out since what? 2001. I did bring a joint I called So Bad in 2012 just to test the waters. It wasn't for sale, y'all. Okay, but you know, I'm a singer. This is what I do. This is my livelihood. We already is a dope joint, and it speaks to the moment. You listen to it,
Yeah.
Envy?
Yes, I did.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I like it.
All right, it's a message behind it. Check the words out, y'all.
Right. Very important and relevant to right now.
Man. So yeah, I have an EP coming out spring, summer.
She's like, I don't even want to talk about it because I don't want people to talk ish.
And some other little things that I'm, in the works, and I'll let y'all know about that.
Well, introduce the single right now.
Ooh, do I get to introduce?
Nah, we just joking. We just joking.
No,
Thank you for joining us.
Let her introduce her single. He's going to play the song right now.
Introduce the single. Go ahead.
My new joint, We Are Ready, y'all. I hope y'all enjoy it. Listen to the lyrics. It's
right.
listen to the lyrics.
All right. Well, it's the Breakfast Club. It's Sprakle.